or less 3 weeks ago, a month ago. And yeah, he's awesome. He's one that just takes the scene and goes 100% in with all of his energy for 2 hours straight. It's really an awesome concert.
Did he play many songs from the album?
Yes, he played, I think, 6 or 7 from the album, and he also played a lot of older stuff for White Stripes and the Raconteurs, and his older album. Yeah, a nice thing, as you were saying last episode with Tool, even also him wanted no phone inside the venue. So we had to put it in a sack that will keep, but no phone was allowed. That was a precise choice because he thinks, in a court or in a church or something like this, you wouldn't bring your phone. You're not allowed. And so why not rock concerts? And I think it's a nice idea. I mean, you can really enjoy it more because you don't think about looking at it. You don't even know what time it is because usually you go see it in the phone. It's really an experience.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting trend that's happening in many concerts. Really cool. But I have a precise question. Was he blue?
Definitely. His hair were blue and his face white. So it's kind of his trademark colors.
I have something I want to add related to the gear. That also all the gear was blue, white, or silver, including the entire pedal board. He painted all the pedals, including the Digital Kwame, that is very popular pedal. This is a bright red pedal. He painted it of another color, so it looks totally blue. Guitars blue as well, and Emperor, if you allow me to continue to talk about gear, I can tell you that he had also a custom Jazzmaster that he played live that has the pitch shift effects embedded in the guitar. So it was turning a knob to add the pitch shift effect, which is pretty awesome. And I also own one of his pedal signature, which is the triple graph, which is pretty awesome, and that he made with the copper sound. Sorry, sounds like an ad, but it's pretty awesome pedal. Anto, tell me if I am allowed to say the details of his pedal or not.
And we can always cut them if it's too long.
That's a fair point.
But you are the one that cuts it, so
I'm the one in charge. So this effect is really awesome because it looks like a triple telegraph buttons, and two of these telegraph buttons are octavers. So one push up of 1 octave, another one down of an octave, and the other one you can put a connector, another effect, and use like you are using a telegraph to activate the deactivated effect. So it's awesome and crazy. It's totally Jack White.
Wow.
There's nothing more Jack White than that, I guess. And also, a very nice thing that happened at the concert is that obviously the last song was one of his most famous, that's Seven Nation Army. And
you mean po 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 po?
Exactly that. Exactly. And the nice thing is that he was inciting the crowd to chant it. Really? At a certain point, he used the people chanting po, 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 as the bass for his singing. So the band stops playing. The people are chanting that. Yeah, and he was singing on it, above it. And
Wow.
I mean, it was awesome. And it makes me think, because sometimes you have artists that really do not want people singing their song or in any way participating in that, but he totally embraced it. Like, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, and I think it's really, it speaks a lot about the kind of person he is and the kind of artist.
It's basically the opposite approach compared to Tool.
Yeah, I would say that. And nice stuff. Seven Nation Army shouldn't have been released as a single because the label didn't want to do it, and he had to insist. That was a nice.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know this. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's time.
Yeah, I think it's time for our top 3. So let's go in the opposite order. Izzy, what are your top 3?
My top 3 are Into the Twilight. Really love that song, especially Korg Miku in that. Yeah, Into the Twilight is my favorite song indeed, because of the Korg Miku effect. Very cool. And is also a fact that sounds a bit 80 the groove. Take Me Back is the other one that I really love. Yeah, it's really so powerful as a song. And Eosophobia, hopefully I said it right. I really hope so. That's the other one that I love. Francis, what's your opinion about the top 3 songs?
Well, as I already said, Heidi Ho, it's definitely my favorite because the mix of different styles, it's just perfect. It's just a perfect recipe. Then, Taking Me Back is the second. And I mean, we already talked about it enough. So explosive for the start of an album. And then at the same, let's say a shared third position, there are Into the Twilight and What's the Trick? Because I couldn't choose in the end because they're both so funky, so groovy, and I just put them together.
Was it you last time that you were not able to choose the third? Or?
No, it was Anto. Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's a joker we can play once every 3 episodes.
Actually,
okay.
I couldn't say like the other were a close third. I said that didn't really make any sense, but we love it like that. And
Santo?
yeah, for me it's really difficult because I mean, from Taking Me Back to What's the Trick, it's really difficult to say what I prefer, but I have to say Into the Twilight is just as Jack White as you can go. That's really craziness. And also Korg Miku. Yeah, take it. I mean, I have to concur with you. I mean, Taking Me Back, it's just a punch in the face. It's a wall of sound. It's great. Is it fair if I put there together with Taking Me Back Fear of the Dawn as they were kind of the same song? Yeah, anyway, no, let's play it fair. I think that the other one will be What's the Trick? What's the Trick? That was actually the song they played before Seven Nation Army. It was one of the encore of the concert. So yeah, cool. and it breaks your face so hard. It's great. Yeah, so I would say those 3, but it's really difficult, to choose. And so we are at the final thing. So let's give our score in random metrics. So, Francis.
Here we go. Okay. So I have to give 2 separate scores. The first is about the first listening. It was almost 6. I have to say. I know you're hating me, but for me it was almost 6. But after many listenings, it's just a 7.5. But wait, 7.5 what? Picasso's painting during the blue period, of course. Why? Not just because they're blue, but because they're not easy to understand, but you learn to love them in time.
Nice.
I thought that you were going to say 7.5 Nation Army.
That's a wasted occasion.
Wow, that's a missed opportunity, God.
And what about you, Izzy?
For me, is a full 8 shades of blue, I will say. A full 8, round, the power of 2. A good number.
Plus. Yeah, I also have to say it's 8 dusks for a yosophobist. No, it's awesome. Maybe the thing that do not make it perfect are just the love songs, but that actually are good, but they are just kind of normal. I mean, it's crazy how normal sounds bad in a Czech White Album. I mean, they do not sound bad, but they stick out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, for me, it's a full 8 dusk. Fear of the dawns and the dark and fear of everything.
Just scare people. Okay.
Yeah, with this, I guess.
Can I ask you guys a question before we conclude here?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Guys, do you fear the door?